I want to just doze the front of the driveway, but the springs are set very light, and this happens right away, right? And that's intentional. But I'm thinking, and you'll see what I want to do, is we're going to chain it. So I got some chains, but I want to move these down a little bit, and you'll see why. And I don't think they've ever been moved. So let me loosen them up. I'm going to work them. Try to break this loose. It's windy out today. Yeah, they don't want to go. There you go. Or did I just pop off? I think I just popped off. I don't want to break these things, so there it goes. So I'm going to work these up. Try to loosen them up. Let me go get the other impact. I'm going to move these around, and you'll see exactly. You know, it'd be nice to have something else going on, like where I can, do some other yard work with this tractor. Push it to its limits. There we go. We'll take these over to the wire wheel. I'm not going to film it because it's too hard to get in there, but we'll just grab these over to the wire wheel. Now, the other thing is you could take these off, and what I'm thinking is cut this chain, or even just a cheaper chain, like a weaker chain, and it would be completely out of the way. Right here's like a bolt that's already on. That's what, 5/16, and up here, so you could have a bolt there and maybe a bolt here, and that way, right, as it starts to go forward, right, it's only going to go so far. Plus I have some cheaper chain to do it as well. I gotta see if I can cut this chain easy enough with my cutter. But we could just put, one chain on. You don't even have to do both. And just leave that one off for now and give it a shot. See what it does. Now here's like a cheaper chain. This I know I can cut for sure with my cutter. This would act as a stop. And that might even do it. And even if I broke it, so what, right? I'll put the heavier chain on. So we could give it a test with that, just to see how it works. And I could tighten up on this guy, because look at how loose that is. So I'm going to take that one off and clean it. I love noodling with this stuff. It's so much fun. You guys, everybody needs like a little project or something. I'd like to mount an ammo box on the back, and this way I can keep all the bits and bobs of the things that I know, the tools and things that go with this tractor. I got chains specifically cut for different things already. I'll be right back. I know some of this is probably in the dark now, because this is where the tractor stopped. So I got one of these, right? Pulled off of something, I don't know. It's got a nice little like a captive washer already on it. So you could just do this. And so that's one less washer. Put a little something on there, like a little lubricant on it or something, so you can get it on and off. I'll drop a nice crappy heavy washer on this. Let's see, will this go on? Yeah. Just drop a nut on it. Now, that might bend, okay? One could understand that's gonna bend, which will probably make it a little looser. But where's it going to go? What's going to happen? Now, because I'm here with the tools are out, I'm going to pull this apart, replace it, and do what I said, and then we'll take a look. There we go. Run that in. Yeah, that's nice and tight. That's about as tight as I think I would ever want it. Yeah, that's good. All right, let's go give this thing a test. That's good. Like I said, I got the thicker chain, so if it breaks, fine. So I'm not really able to figure out how much to chew in the first pass, but I'm going to go get the steel rake and just start raking off some of the excess and flattening everything out. And then I'll just come back and I'll work a small area. It will do it. It's just going to be a little bit of work, and it kind of has the traction, but I think it's also going to dig some holes until we can get it a little bit flatter and get the top section cut off. So I'm going to get to work and I'll find out how it works out. Once you get all the grass off the top, it does a pretty good job. I got done for tonight though. It's cold and windy. I'll make another pass tomorrow. So you got a good drag here, because they had a little bit more flat ground to start off with. And traction's not too bad when the posit's engaged. It slips a little bit. We got to get some weight on the back. All right, I'm just checking it over. It's been a few months. Needs a little bit of tranny fluid. We can add that in there. I got to check the oil. I don't know. What I was thinking of doing is, some people have even suggested this, and they do this on their tractors. Turn the tires around the other way. It might give me more traction. The direction they're in right now is so that it throws off mud. But I got mud, but not like big mud. So throwing it off isn't really the issue. I don't know if they'll be much more aggressive by doing that, but, you know, I suppose we could try it. Jack it up and throw it around the other way and see if I get any more traction. Other than that, it looks pretty good. They're pretty much holding air. I got to check them. But, you know, I had some problems last time. But adding all that, you know, that special secret sauce in it seems to be good. Chains are holding up good. They're not popping off. See, I didn't distort the locks too much, so in case I ever want to put them back to where I can remove them easily, you know, like the usual lock design where you flip it over, and then some people even put a little tie wrap just in case. So I didn't distort any of that, but most likely these chains are going to just be permanent on it. It drives okay. As an update, I would say, if you, like, I think I mentioned this in the chains video, is if you want a little smoother ride, then you want a 2-link instead of a 4-link, right? One less chain every other, and that would make it feel like it's a little bit better, you know, better ride. But it's not like I use it all the time, so I don't know. I'll see. I can always fool around with that. You can always remove. Doesn't that make life easier? I'm pretty sure I put no seats. I don't know if it'll help, but, you know, sometimes it's fun just to experiment. Paint held up good. Just for fun, I wanted to show you, you can actually turn these rims around the other way. It looks real cool, but I don't know if it's going to give you any more traction. It'd be a bit more stability, let's say on a hill or something, but I don't see how it could give you any more traction. Like, that's a function of the weight and everything. And it doesn't come out past the side, right? Like, it's not really coming out past the edge of the deck or anything, so it's not really a clearance issue. And then, of course, you'd have those tires sticking out, so it could be flinging mud and everything. But no, I'm just going to put them on. You know, it's still an option, right? pretty good job, but it's dipping because you don't have that surface control. I'm going to spread a little bit of it back into that low area, and then I'll take some of this and dump this into this low area here, and then I'll keep going. So I'm just going to use the hand rake for that because it's just easier. It's not bad. I'm taking smaller bites because I'm not sure what the traction is, but if I put my foot on the lever for posi control, I might have any traction problems now. I lowered the pressure down to about 16 psi. Max is about 24. I think we want to put this load over here, which isn't bad, but we're missing material, so it's pretty flat over here. We just have this hole here. So I'm not going to take too much more off the top. Maybe down this run here. I don't think it's doing good. It does fine. It's not a dozer. So, all right, let me work a little bit longer. So here's the lever here. All right, I forget what this lever. I think this is your neutral to disengage the transmission. You shove down on that with your heel, and you get posi. Now, I'd like to modify that maybe to have it more of a lever than just a heel lever. All right, I'm gonna work a little bit longer. It did pretty good, guys. I'm gonna go rinse it off real quick and we'll take the plow off. Put the plow away because I'm done with it for this year. It did good. I didn't have any traction problems. You know, this is just a quick exercise for it. So turning the wheels around and lowering the air pressure, I don't know which one did it. Maybe both, maybe neither. I don't know. But I didn't have any traction problems. All right, let's go take a quick look. So a little grating. You wouldn't want to do this by hand. And of course, I'm no professional, but it actually came pretty good. A little high right here. I could have worked a little bit more, but it's not worth it. I actually did work it. It was much higher. And it's not bad. Little birdies are picking out all the worms. And then next, I'll probably put a little sand down and then screed that out. That tractor will be really good for screeding out sand, that's for sure. Let's get rid of you. And then I drove over it a bunch of times. just to pack it down. You know, you got about 1,200 pounds of tractor there, at least. So it does pack it, you know, as good as it can. And that'll be it for now, all right? It's flatter. One of my customers is a friend of mine, came by to pick up a machine. He'd been noticing it because he was here the other day dropping it off. He's like, wow, definitely looks different, looks better. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Another episode. And tractor's running real good. Checked the oil this morning and a few other things. I added a little bit of oil in with some gear lube and a few other things. Look, we got a little bit of leak there on those valves, probably the seals. Those are some kind of valves, probably check valves or something. Very often that's like kind of where you would find the reset valves to neutral the tranny out so you can tow it, push it. And everything looks good here. The chain worked out good. Those plates that I made, they're holding everything nice. They just need to be cleaned up and painted. And now I can put the forklifts back on and I'll cut my lawn. I got to deal with the belt over here. That belt's all twisted. We got to rebuild the deck. And one of the belts jumped off on the, for some reason or other, the belt jumped down there. I don't know if you can see it, but that's where the PTO is. And it gets two belts, and it threw one belt off and it's cross-pulleyed. So it's on the inboard one on the top and on the outboard one on the bottom. Got to deal with that, probably deal with that tomorrow, and then I'll cut my lawn with this thing. Even though I have another lawnmower. This one's fun. Rides okay. This tire, which was on the other side, was a little low. That was one I was having problems with, but it wasn't flat. Down to about 16 pounds from about 20. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Arch's Garage. Yeah.